Hello everyone, I'm Ellie. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about something that's often misunderstood, healing. So when you think about healing, what comes to your mind? Maybe it's the idea of being completely free of pain. Maybe it's about being over it and moving on, like nothing's happened. But is healing really about erasing the past or like undoing it? I don't think so. I think healing is not about pretending that pain never existed or like achieving a perfect state where everything feels like fixed. Healing is messy, it's hard, it's uncomfortable, and most importantly, it's deeply personal. So your healing can look different than mine. To me is about learning to carry the pain differently. Like it's about building a life where that pain no longer defines you. And gosh, it's not a straight path. It's more like a twisted road that is full of like potholes, detours, and like sometimes it even feels like, am I going this backwards? So yeah, there are a lot of moments in my own healing that I question myself. Why are you still crying about this? Like, why does it still hurt? Like, haven't you healed from it? Like, why does it feel like you are back to square one? Didn't you already think about this from every possible angle and come to conclusions and moved on? So why are you feeling this again? Why can't you just move on? But here's the thing, like, healing doesn't work on command. It's not like, oh, if you have cried 20 times and did this, then you are done. It's more like facing the wound. It's allowing yourself to sit with the uncomfortableness of the pain, of that feeling. It's taking actions to bandage that wound later, but you have to first, well, let the wound stop the bleeding. Maybe let the wound bleed is not the right description here. What I mean is like you have to first acknowledge there is a wound, because otherwise you can't tend to it, right? And how do you acknowledge the wound? Well, that's what I mean by you have to sit with that uncomfortable emotion that it carries it. And sometimes the wound is, well, festered. First, you need to clean that up. So you need to let all those excess emotions to be felt, to be processed. And only after that you can think about bandaging it so that it can close up and heals faster. And that part, like, this is where I think it's very personal, because it depends on the person, it depends on the wound. That's why I think my healing can look very different than yours. And the thing is, there's also no timeline for it. And sometimes it can feel like you have moved 2 steps forward, but then take 1 step back. It's frustrating, but yeah, it is what it is. So it is, I think, important to know that it's okay that you do it on your own pace. So while we are talking about healing, let's talk about what healing isn't, because sometimes when we know what something isn't, it actually helps us to understand what it is. And for example, I want to start with that healing doesn't mean forgetting. If anything, it's actually the opposite, because as I said, you have to first acknowledge the wound. So you have to acknowledge the pain, you have to learn from it, you have to allow yourself to grow beyond it. Ignoring your pain, ignoring the wound, it will just turn it into a shadow side, which will later control your life and not in the direction you would like to. So the goal of healing is not erasing the pain, but to integrate it into your life so that in a way that empowers you. So it's becoming a version of yourself that is not held back or controlled by that pain. And I'm sure you have heard this before, but as I also mentioned, it's worth repeating, healing isn't linear. The reality is the healing comes with lots of setbacks, and some days you might feel like you are thriving, and other days it feels like you haven't progressed at all. That doesn't mean you have failed, it's just part of the progress. And this next one sucks, but healing doesn't mean that you will never feel pain again. Pain doesn't magically disappear. It might fade over time, and there might still be moments when it resurfaces. The difference would be that those moments won't consume you like it used to, or it won't come as often as they did. And that's progress. So then, what does healing actually look like? To me, healing looks a lot like resilience. Like it's the belief that you can keep going even when things are tough. It's the small moments of self compassion, like allowing yourself to rest when you are feeling tired, um, being able to ask help from a friend, and eating your favorite ice cream after your self pity party, crying session, or while binge watching a questionable rom com because sometimes healing requires bad TV choices. And I think to me, healing is about accepting imperfection. Like, you don't have to have all figured it out, you don't have to get it right. Like, and whoever needs to hear this, like, you are not broken, so you don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to be completely healed to live a fulfilling, happy life. All you need is willingness to show up for yourself day after day, no matter what life throws at you. And if you are in the middle of your healing journey, I want you to know that you are doing better than you think, because just the fact that you clicked on this video and you are watching this video, it's looking for ways to support yourself, understand yourself. That's something, that's progress, that's effort. And I see you. And yeah, even if it doesn't feel like it, I want you to know that you are making progress. So thank you for spending this time with me today. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts on the comments. What does healing look like for you? And let's support each other in the comments. And until next time, take care of yourself, and remember, healing doesn't mean being perfect, it means being human. Bye. Right, right. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me feel better. Well, sometimes healing looks like losing all your hair. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, could you stop? No. I wanted to take one more video. No. Oh my God, this really sucks. I haven't eaten a single meal that doesn't have hair on it in the last 2 days. And like every single time, like every single time.